In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to the Canadian Armed Forces personnel becomes accessible to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their health, age, and physical fitness level are unknown. It is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members to consult the Get Active Questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented in this video, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare provider. If CAF members sustain an injury during this video, please remember to fill out a CF98. Welcome to the Force Prep program. Today we are going to be doing a cardio workout. Before doing this workout, you should have done a warm-up already. If you have not warmed up, please refer to the warm-up video that is in our playlist. If you are all warmed up, we are ready to go. You do not need any equipment for this workout, although a mat is recommended. I am using this mat. You can use a yoga mat, or if you're doing this on carpet, that is okay too. I will start our timer and we will get going. So we are going to start off with, here we go. We will start off with some jumping jacks. If you have any issues, you can do the low impact version. This is low impact. If you want low impact, but you want to take up your intensity a little higher, you can do standing stars. So that's this one. It requires a little bit more coordination and a little bit of balance. And if you are feeling good, you don't have any knee, hip, or ankle issues, you can try regular jumping jacks. Next up, we are going to be doing some skiers. So this is similar to a high lunge. This is a low impact version. If you're ready to take it up a little bit, you can add in a bit of a hop as you switch from one foot to the other. Or if you're ready for the high version, here we go. This is high impact. Only do this if you have healthy joints. Remember, pick the one that is appropriate for you. Next, we're going to move on to Grapevine. So we're going to step, step, and knee up. Step behind, step in front, knee up. In front, behind, knee up. As you get comfortable with this movement, you can take it a bit faster. If you're struggling with the coordination, keep it slow. When we're doing cardio, the main goal is to just keep moving. All right, those are our 3 exercises that we are starting with. Let's go back to the start and do jumping jacks. So low impact, stars, or high impact. You choose the variation that works for you. Remember to just keep moving. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, so I'm going to pick a slightly lower version so that I'm not entirely out of breath. All right, keep going. Just making sure my timer doesn't turn off here. And we'll switch to skiers. Low impact, little bit of impact here with a little hop from one leg to the other, or high impact. Remember to keep your arms moving. The more muscles we have working, the better cardio we're going to get. So we are here for just a couple more seconds. Keep moving. And we're moving on to Grapevine. Step behind, step in front, step knee up, step behind, step in front, step knee up. I will do it sideways so you can get a slightly different view. And it is totally okay to get your hips moving into this one. All right, we're going to do one more round of those. Keep your legs moving. Here we go. Jumping jacks to start us off. And you are welcome to switch between variations if you find that you're able to do a little bit of level 3 on jumping jacks, the high impact, but you get a little out of breath. Then you can always drop down to an easier one, a low impact version. Totally up to you. Remember, our goal is to just keep moving. And we are moving on to skiers. Big arm swings. If you're finding this easier, make those arm swings even longer and don't bend your arms. If you don't need that extra challenge, then you can bend your arms as you go through this. Makes a tiny bit of a difference. And moving on to Grapevine. Step, step, and knee up. Step behind, step in front, step, knee up. Give me another 10 seconds here. All right, that is our first round. We are going to move on to our next 3 exercises in a second. If you need to grab a drink of water, feel free to do so. If you're feeling good, just keep your legs moving. You can be marching on the spot. If there was an exercise that you particularly liked, you can pick that one to do right now. If you're grabbing water, try to keep your feet moving even then. We are going to be starting off with some squat curls. So I'll just give you a little preview of what that's going to look like. We're going to squat and curl. We're not starting quite yet. Got a couple seconds. Ready? Here we go. Squat and curl. Now this one, it is a low impact activity. If you want to make it harder, you're going to come down a little lower. If going low doesn't work for you, then you're going to do a mini squat and more curls. So you can either go lower in your squat, which means that overall you're going to be doing fewer hamstring curls, or you can stay high and do more hamstring curls. All right, we are going to switch. Step in, step out. In and out. As you get comfortable with this, you can take it up a bit faster. Imagine that you have a box on the floor. You're stepping in and out of that box. All right, and moving on, high knees. We've already done this one in the warm-up. So we're looking at keeping our chest high. If you want no impact or low impact, it is just a march. We're always going to keep those arms swinging. If you want a little bit of an impact, you can go up to a little bounce. If you want high impact, you're going to do high knee running. Pick the variation that works for you. Got a couple more seconds here, and then we're going back to our squat curls. Here we go. Squat and curl. Squat and curl. There we go. Remember to keep a good squat. Even though we are going a little faster in this, we still want equal weight in our feet when we squat. So if that means you have to pause before squatting, go ahead and do that. If you're feeling confident that you're able to go down into an equal weight squat right away, that's cool too. All right, let's move into our agility squares. So stepping in and out. Now you'll notice I always lead with my right leg. I'm right side dominant, so I step in and I step out first with my right leg. You'll probably be doing the same with your dominant leg. We're going to switch it up. We're about halfway now. So we're going to step in with the opposite leg. That's, for me, that's my left leg. And moving on to high knees. Again, pick the variation that works for you, whether that is a march, a little bit of a skip, or a high knee jog. Your choice. Keep your arms moving, doesn't matter which variation you're doing. And chest always stays up. No exceptions. Couple more seconds here, and we're going to do one more round on these exercises before having another quick break. All right, squat curl. There we go. All right, we're almost through this. Make sure you're still pushing those hips back when you're coming down into your squat. Weight on your heels, equal weight in each foot. And agility. So this time I'm going to be stepping in and out with my left leg because I did the first one all on my right. So this one I'm going to do all on my left. Step out, step in. If you want to make this a little harder, you can get it down a bit lower. Or to make it a bit easier, staying up a bit taller. You can go as wide as you are comfortable going with your feet. And here we move on to high knees. Now I notice that I'm starting to get tired myself, so I'm making my arm swing a little bigger because I notice that my legs aren't working as hard. So to keep my cardio up, my heart rate up, I'm compensating by moving my arms a little more. All right, that is round 2 done. Grab some water. Again, we want to keep our legs moving during this time. If you don't need water, pick an exercise that you like and keep your legs moving, whether that's marches, butt kicks, Grapevine. This is a you choose. If you need water, feel free to grab it. We're going to be moving on to squat kicks, mountain climbers, and some floor agility. So you're going to need your mat if you don't already have it out. Now's a great time to grab that if you're going to be doing your mountain climbers on the floor. All right, squat to kick. I'm going to show you the easier versions. So we're doing squat to high knee is level 1. Level 2 is bringing that leg up into a kick. Now when you're kicking, you don't want to be rounding your back. So if you notice that you're doing this and that to get to your kick, then switch to a high knee. All right? And we'll move on to our mountain climbers. You can do your mountain climbers on the floor or on the wall. I'll show you wall first. So we're going to be here, knees up. If you're doing it on the wall, make sure that you have a little bit of weight in your hands to make sure your arms are engaged. If you're on the floor, we're looking for a flat back, hips in line or on level with your shoulders. And we are going to bring it back up. If you need a second to gather yourself as you come back up, we are stepping out. Now this one's similar to our out and in that we did on the last one, but instead of going out and in, we're doing 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back, out to the side. So we're stepping in a diamond. Now if you're ready to take this up a level, we're going to go cross, cross, cross. If you're doing low impact, you're just stepping. And we're moving back to squat kick. So our squat to knee up or out to a kick. Your choice. Remember to keep your chest up, equal weight in your feet. Moving on to mountain climbers. I'll do the floor one first. Shoulders right over your hands. Knee drive to stomach. You should notice your core engaging during this one, particularly if you're on the floor. Keep a steady pace. You can go as fast as you want. Or if you're on the wall, knees up. Very similar to our high knee march. However, we're going to have a little bit more weight in those arms. And moving back to our diamonds. In and out. Right here. And if you're ready for a challenge, step. Good. Couple more seconds here. And then we're back to our squat kicks for our final round. Here we go, squat kicks. Or high knees. Remember, that's still an option. And if you're starting to get tired and you notice that your form isn't as good as what it started out as, you don't have to go too low. Almost at our mountain climbers. Here we go, mountain climbers on the floor or the wall. I'm going to opt for the wall this time. Now be really careful. As you start to get tired, you're going to want to bend through your hips. Remember to keep your tailbone out, especially if you're on the wall. If you're on the floor, make sure you're keeping your hips on level with your shoulders. We're going to finish off with diamonds here in just a couple seconds. All right, let's switch to diamonds. Here, crossing with the hop or stepping. Now, I haven't talked about this one too much, but again, I'm leading with my right leg. If you're doing that and you're always leading with your dominant leg, switch it up. So you're leading with your non-dominant leg. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge. We're almost at our break. All right, there we go. Grab some water if you need it. Keep your legs moving, and again, pick the exercise that you like for these next 30 seconds. We have one more round. This is going to be 4 exercises, so it's going to be slightly longer. We're going to go through it twice. So we'll start off with butt kicks, very similar to our squat and kick. Because we're not doing the squat, we can go a little faster, and you can choose to add a jog. So let's get going. Here we go. Butt kicks with a bit of a jog, or if you want low impact, no jog. Now this one, it's going to be super important that you get those arms moving. In and out. Or if you prefer jogging arms, whatever feels better for you as long as your arms are moving. I like doing rows because my arms move a little faster. All right, we're moving on to single side runners. So we're going to start in a lunge, up and back. Going to keep our stable leg slightly bent. So we're in a half lunge and moving our free leg as fast as we can. So this will challenge your balance just a little bit. If you notice you're stepping out to the side or across, that's okay. It just means that your balance isn't quite as good as we would like, but that's why we're working on this. All right, moving on. We're gonna do side kicks. You can lean away if you'd like, or you can stay up. If that is too hard, just work on opening up your hips to the side, knees out, doing a slower march, really focusing on that hip mobility. So you have side kick or knee up to the side. And we're going to do single side runner on the other side. So this is the same as the last one we did. I count it as 4 exercises. I guess it's 2 exercises and one that's a 2-parter. Arms are moving. Super important with this one. You might notice this leg start to burn as it's supporting your weight right now. All right, let's do that one more time. Butt kicks. Arms are moving. If you want to take it up to a jog and do your butt kicks with a jog, you can. This is our last round, so I totally encourage you to push yourself. If you're feeling a little tired, you just need to keep moving. You can stick with a march. All right, a couple more seconds here. Okay, single side runner. If you want to make this harder, if you still have lots of energy, you can come down into a little lunge and then come up. If you're doing that, make sure you stand up all the way. If you're going for speed, you can hold your half lunge. Okay, a couple more seconds. Almost there. Moving on to those side kicks. And you don't have to go super high. I'm not really looking for height here. If you're down here, that's okay. Again, this is challenging your balance and your ability to shift your weight from one foot to the other. We don't do a whole lot of this movement in our everyday life, so it's a good one to change up. Moving on to single side runner, other side. Again, if you have the energy, you can do a lunge to a high knee, lunge to high knee, or staying here in that half lunge and going a bit quicker. This is our last one, so really push it. All right, that is it for our cardio. That was just over 20 minutes. If you're going for 40-minute cardio, go through this video again. You don't have to start right from the start, but start from a couple minutes in and go through it again. Do as much as you can just to increase your time in your cardio zone, and then you can do your cool down. If you are already done, if 20 minutes is enough for you, then you can move on to our cool down video or a yoga video, whichever you have time for.